If you're wondering why the world feels like it's at the edge of a precipice, I may have an explanation. There's a belief rising in prevalence for some time, though not entirely consciously in many cases, and that's that systems of material exchange, or material dialectics, are more fundamental to the nature of reality than the phenomena of consciousness. The idea that this is all an illusion leads to some pretty wild conclusions. For example, if metaconsciousness, or self-reflection, is an emergent illusion of material processes, then you have a pretty good argument that systems of metaconscious processing, like culture, should actually be regulated by a partnership between corporate enterprise and the state. Cultural production could then be turned into a tool for maximizing material production. But that's just fascism, right? Cultural standards enforced by the state? Well, yeah, it is. In a materialist paradigm, fascism can be justified under the idea that rather than having a nationalistic culture, which inevitably becomes driven to destroy all other cultures, you instead create a culture of material equity. Not equality. Equality means everybody is treated the same way by the state. Equity means that the state treats everybody differently in a way that actively redistributes power and material resources equally over time. A culture of communism, fascistically enforced by the state, creating a complete model of society based on the materialist principle that a will to power is the fundamental nature of the universe. But totalitarian ideology doesn't work, right? How do we make sure the people in power maintain this vision? How does communism not just turn into Maoism or Stalinism, ruining this whole plan for a materialist utopia? Easy. You just cede all authority to an AI. Not an AI that will deploy the military police on you for misbehaving. No, it's not that obvious. An AI can be far more efficient than that if given totalitarian control. It doesn't need to make you do anything. It just needs to show you the right information that it knows would inspire you to do what it wants you to do anyway. If it wants you to stop eating bread because there's going to be a shortage, it's going to tell you that bread is a little racist. Then you're going to feel pretty good about not eating that bread, rather than seeing it as some kind of empty suffering in your life. Then, when the shortage stops, bread isn't racist anymore. Now this might seem like a silly example, but it illustrates an important point. We don't all need headsets to be living in a virtual reality. We just need all of the information we receive to pass through some universal filter of information. A digital ministry of truth, for example. So, what is this? Is this heaven we're building? Are we descending into hell? Well, remember what I said before. This is all based on the presupposition that material reality is fundamental and that metaconsciousness is an emergent illusion. This is precisely the opposite of the cultural and religious beliefs of human beings for thousands of years. Perhaps they were all fools, or perhaps we are about to make a mistake that our ancestors have been predicting for a very, very long time. So, let me summarize. If someone believes the fundamental nature of reality is material power struggles, it's reasonable to see culture as a derivative game rigged by material circumstances and to support a totalitarian government that takes control over culture away from the people and gives it to a benevolent AI designed to enforce equity. And if you're looking out for all this, you should know it's already happening. Now, I don't know if the CIA has some superpowered AI or something wild like that, but who needs some kind of AI anyway when we already have an automated feedback loop of corporate incentives generating sociocultural narratives distributed through corporate media and then established as fact via politically enforced information control? We're already here, folks. So if you believe there's something fundamental about consciousness, something inherent in the nature of reality behind the concept of equal rights and free expression of cultural values, you should probably think about clarifying those beliefs and concretizing them into an argument, a belief about the world that intuitively prevents you from falling prey to the materialist ideology leading us down this path. Otherwise, there's nowhere to go but clown world. Personally, I don't think material reality nor consciousness are fundamental, but rather the mediation between the two, metaconsciousness, the unique human capacity for self-reflection on our existence, is fundamental. In which case, what makes humanity special from a materialist perspective would be this unique human capacity for self-reflection comes from our biochemistry evolving to participate in a deeper level of physics, such as to directly participate in the unfolding of reality, bringing real credence to the idea that beyond just being animals, we are the universe experiencing itself. And from a perspective of consciousness, this would mean we were created in the image of an ultimate metaconsciousness. It's this understanding of the belief in God that directly implies the rights of human beings to participate openly in the process of cultural distillation, with free speech and uninhibited assembly. If our capacity for self-reflection stems from participation in a deeper level of physics, then our systems of self-reflection, our culture, must take authority over our systems of material exchange, the corporatized state.